You didn't get a bill in the mail. No one knocked on your door. But this year, the average American household quietly lost $650. Not to taxes, not to inflation, to something most people don't even think about. $650. Gone. And the mechanism is something called a tariff, which sounds like a government-to-government negotiation. It isn't. You're the one paying it. A tariff is a tax on imported goods. When the U.S. government slaps a 25% tariff on a product coming from China, the foreign company doesn't absorb it. The importer does. And the importer passes it to the retailer. And the retailer passes it to you. This is the central lie of tariff politics. Politicians say, "We're making China pay." But Yale Budget Lab, one of the most rigorous economic research institutions in the country, ran the numbers. American consumers absorb nearly all of it. The current tariff regime covers over $3 trillion in imports. Electronics, clothing, furniture, steel, aluminum, car parts. Things American factories stopped making years ago, which means there's no domestic substitute. You can't just buy American when American doesn't make it anymore. As of 2025, tariffs on Chinese imports have reached 145% on some categories. That's not a typo. 145%. A product that cost $100 to import now effectively costs $245 before it even hits a store shelf. Yale's model breaks this down household by household. Lower-income families spend a higher share of their income on goods, not services, which means tariffs hit the poorest Americans hardest proportionally. The bottom 20% of earners lose nearly twice as much of their income as the top 20%. This is the regressive nature of tariffs that nobody talks about. It functions like a sales tax, flat, unavoidable, and punishing to people who have no cushion. The argument for tariffs is that they protect domestic jobs and force trade concessions. Sometimes that's true. For specific industries like steel, certain manufacturing hubs benefit. But for the broader economy, Yale estimates the net drag on U.S. GDP runs into the hundreds of billions. You don't feel GDP in your hands, but you feel $650 missing from your bank account. You feel the price of a washing machine that went up $80, the television that jumped $120, the car that cost $3,000 more than it did 3 years ago. There's also a second-order effect that rarely gets covered. When U.S. companies pay more for imported inputs, the steel, the chips, the fabric, their cost of production goes up. They either pass that on in higher prices or they cut jobs to compensate. Sometimes both. Tariffs are never listed on a receipt. There's no line item that says trade war surcharge, $4.80. It's baked into the sticker price, silent, invisible, and completely legal. Both political parties have used tariffs. Obama, Trump, Biden, Trump again. The instrument is bipartisan, which tells you something. It's politically painless because the cost is diffuse, spread across 330 million people in $20 increments on things you were going to buy anyway. Do the math. $650 per household times roughly 130 million American households. That's over $80 billion extracted from American consumers in a single year. Not sent abroad, collected domestically as government revenue or absorbed as corporate margin. The $650 figure is an average. For some households, it's less. For many, especially those buying more goods or living in areas without access to cheaper alternatives, it's significantly more. And it compounds every year the tariffs stay in place. Next video, while you were quietly losing hundreds of dollars to tariffs, Goldman Sachs just posted its best quarter in years. During a market meltdown, we're going to explain exactly how that happens and why it should make you furious. Subscribe so you don't miss it.